All right, so we were working on this Retro Ctf on TryHackMe. Now that we have the IP, what we can do is just copy it, and again this is the page for the server itself. The actual website is at this retro URL that we saw the previous day. So this was the website that we had come across the other day, and we were able to figure out that the user was Wade. Was anyone able to figure out what the password was? No. Did anyone browse through the website, look at it at all? Hmm, I guess not. Okay. So if you scroll down on this page, on Wade's page, okay, there's a section called recent posts, and below that there is something known as recent comments. So although, of course, you should check out all the posts, there is a comment on one of the posts, maybe that would give us a hint. Let's see. Okay, so this is the comment, but let's see what the post is in order to get some context for it. So it says, okay, Ready Player One is the name of the post. It says here that I can't believe the movie based on my favorite book is going to come out. Okay, maybe it's because my name is similar to the main character, because, but I honestly feel it. Okay, I keep, okay, this is the line that might uh, come in handy. I keep mistyping the name of his avatar whenever I log in, but I think I'll eventually get it down. So this might be a hint for the password. So it's about a movie based on a book, and it says I keep mistyping the name of his avatar whenever I log in. So this could be the hint. And if you scroll down, see the comment, it says leaving myself a note here, just in case I forget how to spell it. Parzival. Okay, so this could be a password for this account. So let's check that. Let's check it out. Try to log in. Wait. Seems like it's working, and we'll be able to log in. So we were able to figure out the password, find out the password on the website, and now we have the combination Wade and Parzival for the username and password. So what can we do now? What can we do with the information that we have now? No suggestions. Okay. When we scanned this system, when we did the post scan, how many ports did we find open? Two, right? So 80 and 3389. 80 is for the web server that we are currently accessing, and 3389 is for RDP. So what can I try now? Keeping that in mind, what else can I try now? Okay, I can try logging using RDP, just like we did previously. Seems like you've all forgotten about it already. So what I'll do is go to the terminal. So again, using the credentials that we found on the website, you're able to log in, and through RDP, we are now accessing our target system. So we logged in as the user Wade on the system. The first thing you see on the desktop is this user.txt. There is a value here. So this is your user flag. Okay, so you already been able to see the user flag so far. Now, what's left is to try and find out how to get the root or the admin flag. So, what is the first thing that I should try here? Really, nothing. You guys can't think of anything to do on the system. Okay, so what else can we see here on this desktop? Apart from the user flag, of course, there are two other things. One is the recycle bin, and the other is the browser. So I can check whether there's any useful files for me over in the yep. So there's something known as HHUPD. Okay. This origin was a desktop. All right, so let's try restoring it. HTML help ActiveX control, and it asks for the admin password. Okay, so we don't have that, and we are not even sure what it does, so we just leave it for the time being. And the other thing that's here is the Chrome browser. Now, by default, Chrome does not come pre-installed on any Windows system. Okay, because Microsoft wants people to use Internet Explorer and Edge. So, if you find that there is Chrome on a system, that means the user has installed it themselves. And what it also means is that if you take a look at it, it might reveal some information. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if we can find something here. Maybe there's something in the browsing history. You know, we can just take a look. We might not find something, but on the off chance that there is something, it could be useful. So what do we have here? Let's just dismiss this message and let's try to take a look at the history. Okay, so Retro Fanatics. Okay, this is just the player's history of, sorry, not the player, the user's history of, you know, writing stuff, writing articles on the website. But if you come to the end, there is something here, CVE 20191388. Okay, now of course, if I try to open it here, it won't open because this system has no internet access. But this could be interesting. This is a CVE number, so that means it's a vulnerability, and we could look it up. What's the number? 20191388. Okay, let's come back to our own system. Try looking for it. Okay, so if you search for it, you get this. And the description for it says that it's an elevation of privilege vulnerability. So it's a privilege escalation thing. And it exists in the Windows certificate dialog when it does not properly enforce user privileges, also known as Windows certificate dialog elevation of privilege vulnerability. Okay, so this vulnerability might be present in our target system. There has to be a reason why the user had a link to this in their search history. Now, what we need to figure out is how we can exploit this. Okay, if you scroll down through the search results, there's something known as this hhupd.exe exploit. Let's look at it. Let's see what it tells us. And this executable that is mentioned, hhupd, is exactly the one that we found over on the desktop. Okay, so this is further confirmation that this vulnerability exists in the system, but we still don't have any idea about how to exploit that. Okay, so let's just take a look. So it says there is a privilege escalation vulnerability in the Windows certificate dialog allowing an attacker to elevate privileges to empty authority of system. So that means you'll get system privileges. It is documented as CV 20191388, and they've also linked a video. And it says in this case, they use the hhupd.exe to perform the attack. So there's a lot of search for the example. Okay, they've also given the link to the exe file in case it's not available. Okay, so this is a video which explains how you can exploit it. So since I'm screen sharing, the video might not play well here. So I'll give you the link and you can watch it on your own. Okay, so take some time, watch this video. Tell me what you find. So, have you watched the video? Okay, so if you haven't watched the video yet, watch it, and if you don't understand it, tell me. I'll, I'll go through it in case there's something that's not clear. And based on what we see there, we'll look into exploiting that vulnerability. Explain the video. Okay. So far you know that we are trying to exploit this particular vulnerability, right? That much is clear. Yes. So this video is just an explanation for how you can exploit this vulnerability within a system. And for that, we need to use some executable, just like the one that we have here, which is this one, hhupd.exe. Okay, so this particular vulnerability is exploited through the Windows certificate dialog box that opens. And in order to get to that, we need this file, this hhupd. Okay, so right, we're out of time for the day. So we'll continue to explore it tomorrow, and we'll be able to root this machine in the next session.